compared to the rest of his
Bulk!
waved helplessly before him.
What happened to me?
He thought!
It was no dream.
He looked at the alarm clock, ticking on the chest.
6:30, and the hands were quietly moving on.
Gregor! Gregor!
Stand down, boys!
That gentle voice.
It was his mother's.
His mother's.
His mother's.
I'm Gregor Sansa. There's my sister
There's
Greta.
Brother Gregor.
Isn't it nice that she waits up for me?
I always wait up.
The last milk on the table.
You
Then
work
bed.
so hard.
Up again at 4 a.m.
You work
Yes,
so hard.
4 a.m. To catch the
You
5
work
train.
so hard.
Daily. What
You
a
work
life.
so hard.
An exhausting job. And I
You
fix
also makes
it.
things at home.
I fix it. I'm a
We
commercial
used to
traveler
take
as a class
out,
trainer.
we're
I have to
taking
look to keep them.
In it.
I mean, who else can do it? Father's ill, so that's you're relying on me totally.
There was a woman
I make
with
back
fur
difference.
hat
They're
and
forced
fur
to rest
muffler,
and stuff
holding it
in
out
a
to
great
the
weight.
audience.
They wear
Her
half
forearm
there.
had been
I
vanished.
wouldn't have to worry about traveling. I feel sick.
It was very good. Gregor!
Cash!
Gregor! Shoes! Gregor!
Cigars!
Gregor! Gregor!
Beer!
Milk, Gregor.
Thanks. You're up late. Why aren't you in bed?
I thought I would wait up for you. What is it?
My back's aching. Must be carrying the samples all day.
Did you sell much?
Not as much as last week.
Oh. It will be better tomorrow.
Perhaps.
Of course it will.
Shh. Listen.
What?
It's raining again. You're beating on the window better.
It's been raining for ages.
Oh God.
What is it?
I'm so exhausted.
Go to bed then.
Always tired. Traveling day in and day out. And on top of worrying about train connections, snapping off meals, and fire I take from a small town, juggling the streets looking for a hotel.
I thought you preferred it to the warehouse.
Not anymore. A man needs to sleep.
Go to bed then.
The other travelers have it easy. They're still at breakfast when I arrive at the morning orders. Sometimes it's so dark out when they leave. And the mornings can feel so empty and really cold. I think that's why I've got to sit back.
Why don't you leave?
I will one day, rest assured. As soon as I feel I felt indebted to him, I'll go right up to the chief himself and tell him what I think of him.
That would be fun. Imagine his face.
It would knock him sideways if I did that. He's just a strange little man. He's got an irritating habit of sitting high at his desk and looking down to me. And I have to crane my neck because he's hard of hearing.
Is there much to pay off?
It should take another 5 years,
Oh, as long as that.
then I'll cut myself loose.
And if you're lucky, it might be sooner.
And that's another thing. You're always making casual acquaintances. But before you have time to become friends, you're off again. I don't know what's happening to me. My joints feel stiff.
Maybe you shouldn't go in tomorrow. Don't go in. I'll get a doctor for you in the morning.
No!
Why not?
It would look suspicious.
I've not had a day's illness in 5 years.
The chief clerk himself would come here with the insurance doctor and put it all down to laziness.
I mean, I feel quite well, really, so they wouldn't be wrong, would they?
But you look so tired and pale.
That's the penalty for being a good salesman. Hey, Gregor! You're so good to us! Now you go to bed.
And have a good night's sleep.
And I'll make you a lovely breakfast in the morning.
I could sleep forever. Good night, Greta.
Good night, Gregor.
Good night, Gregor! Cash! Cigars! Beer! Gregor! It's 6:30. Where's Gregor?
6:30. Oh dear. Perhaps the alarm clock's not gone off.
Did you set it?
Set it, yes. I set it for 4.
4 o'clock?
I set it properly.
That ear-splitting boy should have woken him!
Gregor! Oh, Gregor! It's 6:45. Shouldn't you be at work?
Yes, thank you, Mother. I'm getting up now. What's happened to me? Everything's still the same. It's still raining outside. Oh, my leg! What's wrong with my leg? Turn over and go back to sleep. It's a bad dream. I can't turn over. I can't start.
Gregor!
Shut my eyes. I'm dreaming. Go away. It's nonsense. It must go away. Spots on my belly. Oh, they're itching.
Gregor!
I have to work.
Gregor!
It's 7:15.
Gregor!
Why can't I hear the alarm?
Gregor!
The next train goes at 7 and my son was starting to impact it, and even if it caught the train, there'd be a row.
Gregor!
I knew it was sick yesterday.
Gregor!
Gregor, aren't you feeling well? Are you needing something?
I'm just ready. Won't be a minute.
Open the door, Gregor. Please do.
Yes, soon.
Oh dear! That's bound to be somebody from the warehouse.
The porter would have a porter. It's failure to turn up.
The porter was the boss's bootlicker. Your spine wasn't stupid. It's sure to be him.
Oh dear! That's bound to be somebody from the warehouse. Oh dear! That's bound to be somebody from the warehouse. Oh dear! That's bound to be somebody from the warehouse.
Turn up.
No, Mr. Samson. It's the chief clerk. Young Mr. Sansa has not been in this morning. Ah, Mrs. Sansa. Good morning. Thought I'd pop round, see what the trouble is.
It's the chief by himself.
I'm terribly sorry, but our son's not feeling well. I don't quite know what's wrong. It's very unlike him. He's very conscientious, as you know, thinks of nothing but his work.
What a villain. It's impossible to be a couple of hours late with us and the chief fucking himself to investigate it, giving my family something fresh to worry about. It'll soon go away, like those little pains I had, plus my awkward postures would disappear soon after I woke up. Mustn't hit my head. Mustn't lose consciousness now.
Gregor, the chief clerk is here.
He's worried.
Why are you not at work?
I know. I only want to get up quietly, put my clothes on and have my breakfast. I must push, harder.
Sounds like somebody fell!
In the next room.
Excuse me. Gregor, the chief clerk is
He's
here.
not really well. Gregor!
He wants to
I don't know
talk
what else
to
is
you.
going on, Gregor.
Why are you not at work?
It makes me almost cross the way he never goes out.
He wants to talk to you privately. Open the door, Gregor.
Like that.
He won't care if your rooms are tidy. Gregor, just open the door.
The only amusement he gets is doing fretwork. Did you know he spent 3 evenings cutting out a lovely picture frame? He's very clever with his hands. I don't quite know what's wrong. It's not like him.
I can't think of any other explanation, madam. While I hope it's not serious, I must say that modern business must ignore slight disposition and work must go on.
Oh yes, I absolutely agree. Well, I hope it's not slight. I mean, not serious. Oh, I don't know.
Gregor, will you let the chief clerk in?
Leave me in peace.
Mr. Sansa, what is the matter with you? Why have you barricaded yourself in your room, just answering yes and no all the time, causing your good parents a great deal of trouble, and neglecting your business duties in an incredible fashion? You amaze me. You really amaze me. I always thought of you quiet and dependable, but now you seem bent on making a disgraceful exhibition of yourself. The chief did hint that a possible explanation for its disappearance were the funds that you're entrusted with.
Oh no!
I, of course, defended you, But now seeing your behavior, it makes me doubt the wisdom of my actions.
He's an honest boy!
He'd never do that.
Oh, never!
Do you have another key?
Another key!
Another key? I don't think so.
Another key!
Another key? I don't think so.
Another key!
Another key? I don't think so.
We've never needed more than one key before.
Does he always lock himself in?
He never used to. It's a habit he got into through traveling to strange hotels. He said you should always lock the doors at night. He's very prudent like that.
I intended to discuss this with him in private, but as he's wasting my time, I don't see why I should. For some time past, his work at this firm has not come to scratch, Mrs. Sansa. This can't go on much longer.
Sir, I'm going to open the door this very minute. Slight illness, an attack of giddiness, carry in bed. Sudden attack. Is right, no foundations in your report. No one said anything to me. Obviously, you haven't looked at my last order. Spare my parents. The ale clock chain. Don't let me detain you. Please make my excuses to the jail.
Did you make a word of it? Is he trying to make fools of us?
Oh dear, perhaps he's terribly ill and we're tormenting him.
No respect!
Gregor, open the door!
Greta,
Yes, Mother.
go for a doctor. Gregor's ill.
Come on, Gregor, open
But
up!
that's mad!
Go quickly.
Gregor!
Did you hear how he was speaking?
It sounded almost inhuman.
Hey, get a locksmith, Greta, quick as you can!
I'll boil a kettle.
Why were they so upset? A, because they wouldn't let the chief clock in. B, because I was in danger of losing my job. Or C, because the chief was surrounding my parents for money again. But surely these were things we needn't worry about now. I'm not really well.
You see? He's not very well, otherwise he wouldn't be lying in there!
He's turning the key.
Good, Gregor, good.
What confusion! Was his absence such a crime that no less a person than the chief clerk himself could investigate?
What a fate. To work for employers where the slightest failing causes the greatest suspicion.
He's probably more talented than all of us.
He need only open the door to put an end to all suspicion.
Gregor, open the door.
Come on, Gregor, open up!
Mrs. Sansa!
Hold on to the key.
With what, my jaw? I have no teeth.
Gregor!
Open the door. Encourage him, don't threaten.
Gregor!
Gregor!
Nearly there. Now close it again. Sir, I'll put my clothes on at once, pack my sandals and be off. I want to work, you see. Traveling is a hard life, but I couldn't live without it. I'm in great difficulties, but I'll get out of them. Travel is not very popular, sir. People think there's lots of money and have a good time. You know that's not true. It's just because you're never seen at the office. They're always working. Don't let the chief's judgment swing against you, sir. Don't go away without a word from me to show you think me in the right, at least to some extent.
Help! For God's sake, help!
Shoot! Get back! Stay with your mama! Get back! 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 Back!
Gregor was quite practicing walking backwards, and was afraid of annoying his father even further by the slowness of such rotation.
His father, for his part, had no intentions of making things easier for Gregor by opening the door. Nevertheless, he wanted him out of the room as quickly as possible. Back!
Father, you
Back!
him!
Back! Back! Oh, God!
Crushed by body, returning to my room, flanks loose, blotches stain the floor. I've damaged my leg. Will it heal? Will it heal?
The neighbors! We mustn't let them see! Close the curtains! Lock the doors!
and they wounded my jaw when he opened the door. I know I damaged it because brown fluid came out of my mouth, dripped over the key and onto the floor.
The chief clerk, he must be seized. Detained, the whole future of the family and Gregor depends on it.
He mustn't return to the warehouse in that frame of mind.
Follow him. He's partial to ladies and will be guided by them.
He's already down the stairs.
He's in the street.
Oh, he takes one last look back.
He's gone.
I can already imagine the story the chief told to my colleagues. How their ears were pricked up. They'll draw lots to see who did so in my area. Isn't it curious that one plucked shafts of comfort a year from disaster? The fact that it was now the center of attention gave me no small tinge of pleasure.
What is it?
Listen, he must have woken up.
Poor Gregor. He must be thirsty. He's had nothing to drink all day. Let's give him milk. He likes milk in the evenings. Oh no.
Don't, Mother. It doesn't help to be upset. It'll only make him more upset if he hears you.
Oh yes. You're absolutely right. I must be strong. Must be strong. But what do you suppose he eats? Well, give him the milk.
Gregor?
Father, don't just sit there. Take it to him.
It's alright, I'll do it. I need a minute.
How can you sit there and let your daughter go in there?
You go in there then. You're the one who's been crying over him all morning. He's still your beloved son.
Our son.
Our son! Our son! You cannot call that thing in there our son! Our son has left us!
Don't say that. He's coming back to us. We can't desert him now. What has he been thinking in there? That we find him disgusting? We mustn't show him that.
You mustn't feel that.
No. Never.
Listen, Mother, he's probably starving.
Okay. We'll go with you.
Gregor, here's some milk for you.
I like milk in the morning. It's my favorite drink. My mother used it for me every morning at 4 a.m. to catch the vitamin drink. Daily.
Why isn't he drinking it?
Come on, Gregor, you know you like it.
Come on, son, drink up!
It's your favorite drink.
Oh, he's probably embarrassed to drink in front of us. Let's leave.
I don't like milk anymore. It's repulsive to me. Please, bring me something more to my taste. You don't have to look at me, Greta. Oh, I don't know the better. I desperately need some food. I'm starving to death.
Greta. Have you,
No, not yet.
did he?
I don't know, I haven't looked.
Would you?
What is it?
He's under the bed.
Well, he had to be somewhere. He couldn't just fly away. Could he?
Did he drink it?
He obviously doesn't like it anymore.
Well, what do you suppose he eats?
I know. We'll put out some bits and pieces, and we'll know what he likes by when he leaves.
Oh, yes! That's the best thing to do!
Some carrots and greens, potatoes and cauliflower.
This cheese is old. I don't suppose anyone would miss it.
Here's a stale loaf!
Yes.
A buttered roll.
Yes.
Nuts.
Apples, yes.
Raisins.
Yes.
Apples?
Yes.
That should do.
How about the remains of last night's stew?
Oh, yes.
It's got some nice white sauce on it. He'll probably like that.
Come, Grandpa. What's for breakfast? I suppose he's enjoying his now. Come, Father. Take no notice of him, Father.
So, it's a little difficult, isn't it?
Well, the only thing to do is to make more noise than he does. Then you won't hear him.
Satisfaction. I'm glad I was starving. I liked the cheese particularly, but I couldn't stand the smell of the fresher food. And my wounds had healed. I must be getting less sensitive. A cut on my finger once took a whole month.
Quiet! I don't want to hear any more, you hear me? No more!
Don't raise your voice in this house!
I'll raise my voice in this house if I want to. It's my house! My house!
Idiot! Gregor stole us here and Stuart attacked himself and work. We have to depend on him for money. We could have never afforded it without him.
A terrible thing is that son supports her parents in their declining years! I kept you all long enough!
Stop it, Father! Why are you angry? It doesn't solve anything!
I don't care if it solves anything! I can't sit in here without hearing him stretch around in there!
Greta,
Yes, Mother.
in future feed him before we get up. We wish to spare your father as much anxiety as possible.
He hasn't eaten now for 2 days.
I can hear you. You think I can't understand you simply because you can't understand me? But I can. I can. I can hear every sound you make, every moment.
There's one potato left. That is for father.
No, thank you, Mother. I've had quite sufficient. Here, Greta.
Oh, I don't need any more food. I wish you'd have it, Mother.
I want no more of this silly nonsense.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
No, it's not. It's nobody's fault. Dear me, what did to do about a potato? Don't worry, it won't go to waste. We'll save it for Gregor. Come on, Father. Why don't you let Greta go and get a beer for you?
Yes, Father. We like beer after supper.
No, thank you, Greta. If there's not enough money for potatoes, then there's not enough money for beer.
Come on, Father. You know you like it. You always have beer after supper.
Shh. Did you hear that?
Perhaps he's listening to us, and he can understand what we're saying.
Don't be silly. Of course not.
How do you know? How can you tell? Perhaps he's listening to us.
Or maybe he should listen. Won't hurt him to know.
Father,
Well, maybe he should know what this indisposition of his has caused us, and how we're suffering on his account.
what about Gregor? You don't suppose he's suffering? Shut up in his room, not seeing a soul, not knowing what's going to happen? You owe him a lot. Don't forget that.
I do!
Yes, all of us. How he toiled day and night to be a commercial traveler, traveling up and down the country to those awful places to take orders.
And the letters he wrote. Those miserable letters from those cold hotel rooms.
We simply took it for granted, always knowing that he would earn enough to support us. Yet, he was never even home to enjoy it.
He was becoming a good salesman, that lad. He had really gone far. Earned a royal salary.
And that secret plan to send him to the conservatorium to study.
And now, I would like to propose a small toast. To her dear mother, for the most wonderful Christmas dinners.
Hear, hear!
To her dear father, and he spent his years comfortably smoking Havana cigars.
Oh, hear, hear!
And now, a toast to my talented sister, and a little secret.
Oh, Gregor, do tell us what it is.
Well, I'm not really sure I should yet.
Oh, come on, you've gone so far now. Don't be a tease.
Well, I'm determined that one day, her little one should play the violin in the grand orchestra. And despite great expense, I'm sending her to study at the conservatorium.
He never did send Greta to the conservatorium.
But he meant well.
Why didn't she go? Because you took the money. You took the money that was meant for Greta.
Invest! A certain word has served the wreck of our misfortune.
Yes?
It turns out the money that Gregor brought home was not spent after all. At the time, I had been shrewd enough to invest some of it.
Yes! Yes!
And now the brokers inform me the investments have grown!
Oh, Father, how fortunate! We're beginning to need so many things.
Whilst it is enough to pay rent, etc., while putting some aside for a rainy day,
Oh yes, that's most important.
it will still be necessary for us to get a job to cover our expenses.
Of course.
Let me go to work. I'm wanting to go to work.
Oh yes, you can take a job washing as your mother did back in the bad old days.
But that's only till Gregor gets better.
We don't know that.
Taking in washing won't bring in much.
Well, I'll help till she finds a job. I'm sure the old brain hasn't gone too rusty. I might get a job stock checking or bookkeeping in a warehouse. I should have started long ago, instead of depending on him.
Who was to know?
I should have known. There was always something quite strange about Gregor.
Gregor, strange.
Yes, Gregor, strange. You know, he worked hard, but he never seemed to be quite part of it, stood outside it somehow, as if to say it's got nothing to do with me, this.
How can you say that when he worked so hard?
I know he worked hard, but did you see his face? It was hard with resentment, as if to say, for you I'm doing this.
Oh, stop feeling guilty, Father, because we lived off him. He kept this house from crumbling.
I don't hear you talk like that.
Good night, Mother. Father.
I've not left you. I didn't resent anything. Even if I didn't keep much money for myself, I didn't resent it. Oh God, you make me so ashamed and hide away forever. If only I could speak to you. If only I could thank you, Greg, for taking care of me. Perhaps you don't get used to me. I must speak. I must gather all my strength together and speak to her.
It's time to feed him, Greta.
He tried to speak to me, but he couldn't. He could only make a squeaking noise, and I ran out. But he was something disgusting and repulsive. My own Gregor.
You're very brave, Greta.
He usually hides under the bed, but today he just stood there looking at me, and I felt sick.
She's very good to him, the way she ministers to him.
Perhaps he was trying to thank her. He was always very polite.
function clearly.
They certainly give you a smart uniform.
Well, I suppose the job of a bank messenger entitles you to look like a general.
Hats, coats, gloves. Oh, Father, how handsome you look.
Now, will you two be alright whilst I'm out?
Of course we will.
It's just, I don't like leaving you alone with him in there.
Oh, Father, we're perfectly safe.
Gregor's no trouble. He's not going to fight us.
What's he been doing?
He's been sleeping a lot, and he's been eating all his food. I think that he's developed this habit of crawling around in his room and his walls and ceiling.
Poor Gregor, he must be so lonely and bored.
No, I don't think he is. I usually see him staring out the window. I know he does because I can hear him crawling out of the bed once I open his door.
I must go see him. Perhaps he
But
needs...
the only thing he needs in his state is feeding. He won't thank you to see him like that.
But he's still my son, don't you understand? He's still my unfortunate son, and I must go in and see him.
If you carry on like that, I will take off my hat and gloves and I will stay here.
No, no. I shan't go in. I don't think I can bear it. Go to work, Father. You look very smart. Don't you worry about me.
Understand, dear. It's for your own good.
Yes, yes.
You hold the key.
Yes, Father.
I like hanging on the ceiling. It was better than the floor. One breathed more freely, swing and rock backwards and forwards and backwards. I can see the hospital from across the street. All I can see from the floor is the drab gray sky. It's so much fun to see her mother. It's so long since I've seen her. Perhaps I'm today's still ever seen her.
Do you think he's well, you say?
I'm not sure. He doesn't have much room to crawl around in his room. I think we should move some things out.
It's too heavy. You'll never manage it alone.
Father will help me,
Your father will never go in there.
and I'll shift it myself.
Listen, Greta. I'll help you. Please understand how necessary it is for a mother to see her son, and perhaps how necessary it is for him to see her. So we'll just shift some of the furniture that hinders him before your father gets back.
Are you sure?
Yes, yes, and let us be quite matter-of-fact about it.
All right. What should we move first?
Oh yes, we must decide now. We mustn't upset him. Let's take the chest.
I think that's too heavy.
All right, his writing desk.
Leave it!
Oh, Greta, the desk was his ever since primary school. He used to build models on it. And all those hours of homework he's toiled on that desk.
We'll just put it back once he's better.
What about his bed? He doesn't really need that anymore.
Yes, I need that to hide under. Leave it!
All right.
Oh, Greta. Don't you think that by taking all his furniture that we've given up all hope of his recovery?
No, Mother. We're trying to help him.
Oh, I don't know. Wouldn't it be better to just leave his room alone? Then, when he gets better, he'll find it exactly as it was. And he'll forget more easily what happened in
I
between.
don't agree with you, Mother. He's always bumping into things. Let's go.
If you empty my room, you're turning my room into some naked den for some wild beast to roam in. Leave it. If you empty my room, I'll forget who I am. I'll lose all recollection on humanity. I'll become what I really am. No, that mustn't happen. They'll take the picture frame with the lady in the fur muff. No, they mustn't take that.
What's happening? I told you this would happen! What are you doing scaring people to death? Apple baby, Gregor! I hit him! It's something! I hit him!
Could that have been you, Mom? You used to lie so wearily sunk in your bed as I stood up for work. You used to welcome me back when I returned, still in your dressing gown. You were bringing brides to his feet to lift the feeble heart. Who on Sunday shuffle along with your stick having a slow rape on us. Where did you get such strength? You threw that apple so hard, it sank into my back.
he doing?
I think he's sleeping. Can't reach around his back.
Oh dear, the apple's still sunk in. I hope to be able to get rid of it. Remember how quickly his other wound healed.
Can't reach around his neck.
Oh, Greta, can't you do something?
The apple, I can't do anything about it.
I would, but I'm afraid of fainting.
I'll do it tomorrow.
This is the peace and quiet of my old age.
It's still inside me. I can't move. I can't climb. It takes me ages to go under the bed. No!
His room's filthy, Greta. Flies are keeping filthy dust. His room's filthy, Greta. Do not hear my filthy dust. Look, Gregor, you're not being forgotten by your old mother. She'll look after you if nobody else does. Have it all clean for you to roam around in. Don't worry, we won't have a char lady in here. Nobody will have to see you. You'll soon be well. I can feel it. And as soon as the weather starts to break and the cold winds go, there'll be a bit of spring in here. And you'll wake up one morning and see that it's been a nasty dream. That it's all been a nasty dream. A nasty dream.
That will be the lodgers for the room.
Lodgers!
Cash!
Lodgers! Shoes! Lodgers!
Cigars!
Lodgers! Books! Lodgers!
Beer!
Lodgers! Clothes! Lodgers!
Cash!
Lodgers! Shoes! Lodgers!
Cigars!
Lodgers! Books! Lodgers!
Beer!
Lodgers! Clothes! Lodgers!
Lodgers!
Sir, do come in.
It's warm, pleasant, a little cramped, but it'll do.
We'll try and make it comfortable.
It's a very friendly household. Just say the word and we'll do our best.
What funny faces.
Shh!
We like to be called at 8 o'clock.
Brood.
Breakfast hot and ready at 8:15.
Brood.
Coffee, rolls, and cheese.
Marmalade!
And toast.
I think we'll manage that all right.
We're sticklers for order.
Especially in the kitchen. College bad sloppiness.
You tell us what you need.
When we've examined the
We're
reporters,
telling you all of our objections.
There's one thing you should know before you attempt to make a decision.
yes.
We keep a pet in the back room.
Oh, yes.
We wondered whether that would bother you.
Oh, no. We're fond of pets.
I'll show you to your quarters and then you can have some supper. They seem quite...
I hope they don't
I shouldn't think they...
mind.
No.
I hope he doesn't.
No.
No.
It suits us moderately well.
Except for these articles which you would like to dispose of.
Please.
Greta, take the lodger's belongings and put them away somewhere.
Go on. Use my room as a junk room. Make the lodger's purchase consideration. Throw food into me when you're a member. You don't speak of me anymore. I still would, after a very nice sleep. Wake up and imagine I was Gregor. I I still hope.
Is it, more tasty?
I think so. Much better. You're learning. The potatoes are hot. It's delicious. Nice and juicy.
Don't mind the noise. It's his feeding time.
Well, in future, do you think you'd stagger our meals
It would be preferable.
to that hideous noise?
Certainly, certainly. I'm sorry I disturbed you, but I hope you enjoyed your meal.
Excellent.
Is the violin playing disturbing you, gentlemen?
On the contrary, we find it enchanting.
Oh,
I'm not an animal. I can hear the music. No one in the room can appreciate music like I do. Stop playing. Spit these intruders, Greta. Play only for me. I'll protect you from these swine. My ugliness can protect you by friending them away. Then I will send you. I announce to you all. I will send you to study at the conservatorium. And yes, I know I'm covered with grime and muck, and you all detest me. But I was sending Greta to the conservatorium!
gentlemen, please, do not be alarmed by what you see. I can only offer you my humblest apologies and ensure you will never happen again. Never!
I see! Just like that!
No explanation!
Nothing!
Or somebody must have kept the door unlocked, but it will never happen in the future, I assure you.
And we're supposed to live with that creature at the end of the corridor!
He might escape in the middle of the night, creep into our rooms, and attack us in the dark!
I assure you no such thing is possible because he hasn't been too well of late.
Oh, nothing serious, I hope.
Oh no, some digestion trouble, no doubt.
No doubt. But that doesn't explain your conduct in not informing me before that you kept a zoo.
I did say a pet!
Look at it! It's probably suffering from diseases.
He's like himself is no
Oh!
He's probably been thin or related. He's a dung beetle. Pestilence and this.
Sugar canker to the creepers!
Disintegrate and die. Take your place to live.
Gentlemen, please! If you kindly go to your rooms so we can clear them away as quickly as possible!
I beg to announce that because of the disgusting conditions prevailing in this household and family, I shall not pay you a penny for leaving without notice or for the food I've eaten. On the contrary, I shall consider bringing an action of damages against you!
And I too give my notice on the spot.
We must get rid of it. I won't utter my brother's name in the presence of this creature. So all I say is get rid of it.
I know. What can we do? If only there was some way to make him understand. And some agreement. But as it is, there is not much we can do.
Yes. Yes, there is, Father. The fact that we believed in them, and the fact that he's Gregor all this time is the root of our problems. Of course it's not Gregor. If it were Gregor, he would have left by now. He would have known that no human can live with such a creature, so he wouldn't have a brother, but we'd honor his memory. This creature persecutes us, drives our largest away, and honestly wouldn't care if we stuck in the gutter. Oh, just look at him now.
He's going to his room.
I felt their eyes on me to the last. And with tears and misery, I sensed the growing agony of the burden and knew I had disappeared. My aching body seems glad to release the life that keeps it down in agony. the will to keep is weakening. And Gregor is flying out. I've left my family only with tenderness and love.
He looked at me, just as he closed the door. He turned his head. His eyes, Gregor's eyes, full of agony and pain. He looked at me as only a son looks at his mother, as to say, no more pain. I sensed his spirit creeping out of him, reluctant to inhabit such a painful dwelling, releasing him. Go, Gregor, go. Bear no hatred for me. Forgive. Be free, my little boy. Free. Free. Dead.
Thanks be to God!
What a lovely peace rests in my heart.
Did you see how skinny he'd become? He hadn't eaten in a while. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a day off. We'll write to our employees and take a long stroll in the sunshine, because that's what we deserve.
I can't leave this house forever.
Oh, yes, and we will do.
Our jobs will soon be enough, and we'll lead to better things.
They have returned to me. We can get a smaller house. Maybe the one Gregor picked out for us. We can afford it now.
How pretty our daughter has become.
My body has grown.
It will soon be time.
We must find you a husband. The crocuses will be coming out now.